Okay, People's Republic of China government established in the year 1949. Already we know Kuomintang party was forced to form the government on China island. Now see democracy. How CCP established a new democracy in China mainland. So People's Republic of China government of established in the year 1949. This was People's Republic of China, that is PRC, by CCP, Chinese Communist Party. It is People's Republic of China, was established in 1949. You know the year, the date, 10th October 1949. This was the day. So Chinese celebrates the People's Republic of China on 1st October 1949. See, same time, just you recall what happened in 1911 because of revolution. Republic of China, this is Republic of China, was established in 1911, the first republic government by Sun Yat-sen. The party was then Kuomintang party. Kuomintang party led by Sun Yat-sen established Republic of China on 10th 1911. It is known as double 10, 10th October, double 10, or 10th day. They treat as 10th day or double 10 day. This is 1911 Republic of China by KMT party, Sun Yat-sen. Here 1949 People's Republic of China by CCP under Mao, the great leader. Now People's Republic of China based on this principle. What was the principle? New democracy. New democracy. This Republic of China was based on the principle new democracy. You remember this one. So according, what is called new democracy? New democracy means an association of all social classes who opposed to landlordism and imperialism. So that association, it means the poor and middle class people, all sections are merged in this Republic of China. Now see the activities. What were the activities when CCP party came to power? See, first one is this one, socialist. See, economy, important economy under the government. And also see here land reforms. The first thing is, only two things we see here, land reforms. Identification. When CCP party came to power, the identification of people in the villages, a pure identification of peoples, all types of people in the villages, identification. The second one is confiscation and redistribution of landlords' land and their productive property. So these two are very important. Identification, first when they came to power, they identified identification of each and every people in the village, and confiscation and redistribution of landlords' lands and their productive properties among poor people, landless people. So these two activities are very important. See here, land reforms they implemented, confiscation and redistribution of landlords, lands and productive properties, assets to landless people and poor people. Next, see here, CCP party protect women. It made laws. CCP party made laws to protect women and their rights. And abolition of polygamy. You know what is polygamy? Having more than one wife or more than one husband, that is polygamy. CCP party abolition, it made laws for abolition of polygamy. Next one, adult peasant schools. It established adult peasant schools. Why adult peasant schools? Because to spread the literacy rate among Chinese people, and also so to know the political literacy rate, political education. They wanted to introduce political education among Chinese. So for that they established adult peasant schools. Right. Now, what was the process of land reforms? Of land reforms, see here, first the work teams, what are we discussing here? The process of land reforms. What was the process? The first step, they appointed, CCP party appointed work teams at state level or national level. They appointed work teams and land reform committees at national level. National level work teams and land reforms committees were appointed. Then these work teams appoints peasant associations. Peasant associations were formed. Peasant associations played an important role in this process, land reform process, land distribution process. And from these peasant associations, the local, some people should be identified for local leadership, because they know CC party wanted to, it means a local leadership should aware of the problems, people problems, they understand well. For that, from peasant associations, some people were appointed for local leadership. Next, these work teams and land reform committees, they held the function of these work teams and land reform committees. What was the function? They held a large mass. They mobilize villages along all over the country. They mobilize, these work teams mobilize the people and villages against the landlords. They mobilize the villages against landlords through mass meetings and trials. So, mass meetings and trials. Through mass meetings and trials, these work teams mobilized all villages against landlords. This is important. And through mass meetings and trials. So, in these trials, in these mobilized mass meetings, many public, many landlords faced public humiliations for their guilt, for their mistakes. And about, not a simple thing, about 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs landlords were executed. They hanged to death in these trials. That much punishment were given to landlords for their mistakes, for their wrong decisions. Okay, see here. Next, by these all these land reforms in China, 43% cultivated land was distributed among 60% of landless people. See, 43 cultivated land was distributed to 60% of population. By this, the old elites, they had to lose their power and assets, and the new elite emerged from villages. Who are these? These were poor and middle class people. So, the old elites, they lose their power and assets. The new elite from villages, poor and middle class people, they became very strong in China because of these activities led by Chinese Communist Party. So, these are the main important things. We remember that CCP party, two things, that is this one, land reforms. These two are very important because of land reforms and adult peasant schools, setting up of adult peasant schools. These two made China got victory. Till now, China leading all the countries because of these reforms. This is about Chinese Communist Party.